Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the Cadet Student Network's broadcast of district basketball. It is the Cadets of CBC going against the going against the Pioneers of Kirkwood at the home of the Patriots, Parkway South High School, the host of this year's district tournament. This will be the first game of the district tournament, pitting CBC against Kirkwood. DeSmet and Parkway South will play a little bit later this evening, and the district final will be held on Thursday night. We're going to take a quick break during the national anthem and starting lineups. When we come back, we will have playoff basketball for you right here on the Cadet Student Network.
Starting at center for the Kirkwood Pioneers, number 1, Taj Telfair. At guard for the CBC Cadets, number 3, John Love. At guard for the Pioneers, number 2, Damian Lloyd. At guard for the Cadets, number 4, Sam Orr. Guard for the Pioneers, number 3, Sam Gunn. At forward for the Cadets, number 13, Will Shumpert. At forward for the Pioneers, number 5, Isaac Boyd. At forward for the Cadets, number 24, Kale Ketchens. At forward for the Pioneers, number 32, Alex King. And at forward for the Cadets, number 40, Josh Wallace. The Pioneers are coached by Bill Gunn. The Cadets are coached by Justin Tatum. Ladies and gentlemen, please enjoy tonight's contest, and it's time to get loud for the opening tip.
So there you have the starting lineups of both of these teams. For the Cadets, for the Pioneers, it will be Taj Telfair, Damian Lloyd, Sam Gunn, Isaac Moy, and Alex King. And for the Cadets, it will be Jai Love, Sam Orff, Will Shumpert, Josh Wallace, and Kale Ketchings. I want to let you know that tonight's tip is brought to you by our good friend Tim Kylo, bringing you tonight's tip-off here on CSN. We're set for playoff basketball. The players are set, the ball's in the air, and we are underway. Sam Orff ends up with it. He's going to set things up for the Cadets. He's got Ketchings to his right, Wallace at center, Shumpert playing on the left side right now. Jai Love alongside Sam Orff as a guard. Comes over here, Wallace with the first shot of the game, and that rattles out. And it was part of the way down at least. And coming the other way for the Pioneers, Damian Lloyd into the corner for Alex King. There's Telfair. He is going to be one of the men to watch tonight in this game. In many ways, it could come down to Cale Catchings and Taj Telfair, both prolific scorers, both leading their team in defensive categories as well. Just two phenomenal athletes going at it tonight. They may be one of those games where we hope to see them cancel each other out and see which squad can get the win tonight as we see Sam Orff roll one in. But we'll withhold comment until we see how this game develops. Here is Telfair. As we mentioned, the leading scorer for the Pioneers is Telfair, averaging a total of 13.9 points a game, a couple behind Cale's 16. The Cadets get things set up. Quiet arena tonight. We get the feeling that people might be staying at home with the weather, so if you're staying at home watching us here on CSN, we want to welcome you, both the CBC fans and maybe some of the Pioneer fans tuning in. Hope you enjoyed tonight's broadcast and tonight's game, more importantly. Here's Wallace. Got a shot if he wants it, decides to pass. They're clearly going to give Wallace that outside shot tonight. Now Sam Orff. Wallace. Jai Love cuts inside. Cadets cycling through some motion. Sam Orff now. Love in the corner. He's going to go for three. That is off the back of the rim. Good rebound there by Telfair. Also one of the leaders on the defensive side for Kirkwood is Telfair, leading in rebounds per game. Orff can't find Catchings. You can see the idea. Jai Love to Sam Orff to Catchings, and Orff took one in the gut. Couldn't have felt good, but he will be okay. And we will resume 2-2 here in the first game of the district basketball tournament. It is Kirkwood against CBC. Kirkwood in the red, CBC in the white. My name's Tom Eichwald, bringing you the game. It's nice and quiet in here. One of those nights where you don't want to talk too loud. Players might hear you up here. Going to be extra courteous tonight. And here come the Pioneers. This is Isaac Moy. Over into the corner for Keyshawn Gilbert. Now Sam Gunn. Gunn all the way across, back to Keyshawn Gilbert. And still Gilbert into the corner for King. King going up against Orff. A little bit of a physical mismatch there. For the most part, it's going to be King versus Catchings, it appears. They're going to get Orff for the block against Sam Gunn. So that'll be the first foul of tonight's game, and that goes to Sam Orff. So it'll be a ball under the basket. It'll be inbounded by Keyshawn Gilbert. The game plan very much get it to Telfair. There you see why. The physicality doesn't get it. Gets his own rebound, though. Goes up for it again. Still can't get it to fall. That rebound that time was brought down by King. And is that another foul from Orff early on? It is. Orff's second foul with 5:30 to go here in this first quarter in a 2-2 game. Sam Orff with as many fouls here as the Cadets have points. And it's Alex King at the line. Hits the first. We're going to get a couple of substitutions. Josh Nunn going to come in for Sam Orff for the Cadets. And it looks like number 5, Isaac Moy, will check back in for the Pioneers. He's bringing off Damian Lloyd. King gets 2 of 2. The Cadets will inbound. It will be Schumpert. So Schumpert, Love, Nunn, Catchings, and Wallace out there for the Cadets at the moment. And here's Schumpert. Crosses the line. Now Jai Love. 0 for 1 is Jai Love from beyond the arc tonight. Decides not to shoot. And here's Josh Nunn. You can hear all the play calling coming from the bench. It's that quiet in here. Catchings goes up for it. Doesn't get it to go. Can't bring his own rebound down. Good rebound from Gilbert. He was able to poke it out of Catchings' hand. Catchings. Wallace. Wallace puts it in. Telfair came at him. He's able to reach around him and spin it right in. Wonderful job there by Josh Wallace. There you see the strength. And we've talked about it on the broadcast before. Josh Wallace, a very young player. He's only a sophomore. Still learning how to use that body, and we're starting to see it. He's starting to be a little more fearless. He's starting to be a little more confident in the way he goes after rebounds and the way he goes up to the hoop. So good signs early from Josh Wallace right there. 4-4 game with 4:56 to go here in this first quarter. For those of you wondering about this, the Cadets do have the home designation tonight. They're designated a home team. As you see the backdoor cut there. That one's laid in by Sam Gunn. Makes it a 6-4 game in favor of Kirkwood. So the Cadets home team tonight in the white, and the Kirkwood Pioneers in the visiting red. This is Love. Kirkwood staying very compact on the defensive side. Gilbert tries to pick off that pass, but for the most part, they have been they're staying very close to the paint. They're going to forfeit some outside shots tonight, it would appear. They're going to say, go ahead and hit him, and there's one from Love. Can't get that to go. Catchings goes up for the rebound, goes down. He tripped there over Isaac Moy, and the Pioneers going the other way. Gunn, and they're going to get Josh Wallace on a reach there. But you saw the idea at the other end. The motion inside, confusing Kirkwood's defense a little bit and creating an open shot for Jai Love. CBC is going to look to hit some of those tonight. Also, watch out from for the three-point category for Josh Nunn. Got really hot on senior night against Vianney a 2 weeks ago. So that will be something you will want to watch for. Also, Davis Oftenbrink off the bench, the best three-point shooter on the team. Here are the Pioneers. Number 11 cuts inside, passes it out to Moy. That was the number 11, Malik Griffin. Telfair inside. There you see the strength. Can't put the finish with it, and Catchings going the other way. Catchings, Wallace. Wallace's pass off of Gilbert and then back off of Josh Wallace. It will be a Kirkwood ball with 3:37 to go here in this quarter. 6-4 for the visiting Kirkwood. Inbound to Moy. Moy surveys the court. He's going to take his time, take it to his right. Jai Love, very quick feet on defense. One of the hallmarks of this CBC team, very quick on the feet with the defense. And we get another one going against the Cadets, another block. That is going against Jai Love, his first. So the Cadets racking up the fouls. Still no fouls from the Pioneers. R.A. Jackson is going to check in for Jai Love. Caleb Love also in the game for the Cadets right now. Telfair calling for it. He's up over Josh Wallace. And the wide receiver, the Cadet wide receiver, brings that one down. And also draws the foul, I think. Yep. That foul is going to be against Telfair. CBC wouldn't mind getting him in foul trouble early. Make sure they target him a little bit with those passes inside. Make him initiate contact against the big bodies like Wallace and Catchings. Josh Nunn. This is Caleb Love now. Catchings inside. Nunn for three. Just a little bit too long off the back rim. And the rebound is pulled down by Moy. He's one-on-one with Catchings. Out to the flank for Griffin. Griffin from the wing decides to go to the other wing. This is Gilbert. Gilbert goes up, and that is going to be another foul against CBC. This time they're going to get Josh Nunn. And this will send Gilbert to the line. The Pioneers 2 for 2 from the bench, or from the line so far. Both for Alex King. Now this is Keyshawn Gilbert. His chance. First one doesn't go. Davis Oftenbrink will check into the game for Josh Wallace. And we talked about Davis Oftenbrink. You want to watch out for him. If Kirkwood feels like surrendering the outside shot, this is a game tailor-made for Davis Oftenbrink. This could be a real statement game from him if he gets the types of looks that we've seen Kirkwood forfeiting early on in this one. Here's Nunn going the other way. Oftenbrink. They are a little farther out on him. They've done their film. They know that he is a shooter. You see Isaac Moy putting a lot of attention on Davis Oftenbrink. That's good recognition from Kirkwood. Catchings. Rebound pulled down by Griffin. Now Gilbert. The Cadets moving very quickly, moving well as a unit early on. Good signs defensively for CBC. Hasn't always been that way this season, but the signs are good early on. While we have a second, we want to let you know that if you are not protected, you'll want to call State Farm agent and CBC alum Tim Kylo for all your insurance needs. Tim is more than just the best insurance guy in town. He's also the presenting sponsor of CSN, and we're incredibly grateful for his support. Call Tim at 314-842-4442 or send him an email, tim@timkylo, that's KILO.com. Oftenbrink misses the three. He took a lot of contact there, as he reminds the official, but no call. Had to be contact for him to miss one that badly. We're going to get another foul. This is against Josh Nunn. So the Cadets even though they're moving quickly on defense, they're staying compact, their shape is good as a team. Some more fouls early on than you would expect to see. He's got 2 now. Also 2 for Sam Orff. And we're going to see Lawrence Brazil check in for Josh Nunn. Free throw from Gunn is good. And now Lawrence Brazil checks into the game. Catchings, Caleb Love, Davis Oftenbrink, Ari Jackson, and Lawrence Brazil out there right now for CBC. For the Pioneers, it's going to be Lloyd coming back in. He's going to replace Moyes. So right now it is Gilbert, Griffin, King, Lloyd, and Gunn. Lawrence Brazil gets the play from Coach Tatum. 2 minutes and 2 seconds to go here in this first quarter. Pioneers up to an 8-4 lead. Caleb Love inside is able to put that away, cuts it to 8-6. Pioneers picking up the pace a little bit. Gilbert. Griffin. Defended by Cale Catchings. Big body on Cale, but very quick as well. You can see that there. Griffin. Inside. He's going to take his chances against Jackson. Cuts it out to Gilbert. Gilbert with a 3. That one does not go. Falls right to Ari Jackson. But we're going to get a foul against Griffin. They're going to foul Griffin, fouling Ari Jackson. Cale Catchings will make way for Will Schumpert. Isaac Moy comes on for Gilbert. With 1:32 to go in this first quarter. You're watching the Cadet Student Network. Got a couple of students making the broadcast possible tonight. We got Charlie Hines working up here. We got Kyle Hunt. Thank you guys for all that you do. Our fearless leader, Mr. Randy Gardner, sitting over there casually. Everything crazy before the game, everything crazy after the game. Not much he can do during the game. Davis Oftenbrink hits the 3. Said there are going to be some open looks for him, and he takes advantage of one there. He's now 50% from beyond the arc tonight. Alex King goes the other way, gets 2 of those back. 10-9 as we go inside the final minute in the first quarter. The pace and the scoring picking up here as the first quarter winds to a close. 51 seconds remaining on this clock. Cadets trying to slow things down just a little bit. Control the quality rather than just the pace. Oftenbrink, Brazil. Davion Bradley, the big freshman, getting ready to check in for CBC. 39 seconds. Caleb Love. 1 point game right now. Oftenbrink from the corner. That doesn't go. It's off the back of the rim. And Griffin for the Pioneers. He goes up, extends the lead to 3. 25 seconds to go in the first quarter. Good anticipation there by Gunn to intercept the inbound. Sloppy from the Cadets. Fortunately for them, Gunn traveled. 21.9 seconds to go here in this first quarter. The Cadets trailing by 3, 12-9. Certainly a lot going on here. Cadets will look for one more decent opportunity. I would expect Davis Oftenbrink to want to take this. Caleb Love, they've got him on the far side. They find him. Decides against the shot initially. Finds Lawrence Brazil. Now Caleb Love, 7 seconds to go. Need to find one more opportunity. 4 seconds. Caleb Love's going to pull up for a 2-pointer. That goes, and that will do it for the first quarter with the Cadets trailing 12-11. We mentioned Tim Kylo. We got a lot of other sponsors making the broadcast possible tonight. We do want to say a quick thanks to TJ's Pizza and Fundraising. They're one of our favorite sponsors. The concession stands at CBC are now serving the delicious TJ's Pizza. If you're looking for dinner on the go, it's never been easier. So next time you're up at the game, be sure to try a slice. TJ's is more than just pizza, though. They're also the best fundraising option around. Why? Because they give you a simple process that helps your school, team, or organization raise money by selling delicious pizza and desserts. You will want to call them at 314-869-9404. You can also learn more online at tjspizza.com. Thank you, TJ's. Another one of our newer sponsors I want to tell you about is Mercy Healthcare, Mercy Sports Medicine as well. We want to say thanks to them. They are a top-ranked Catholic health system nationally. They offer the highest quality health care for students and their families. We know this firsthand at CBC. Athletic trainer Christian Jeans and the team at Mercy take great care of our cadet student athletes. They want to take great care of you as well. To learn more, visit www.mercy.net. As we get set to begin this second quarter, it has been a tale of fouls so far for the Cadets. 17 fouls for CBC in that first quarter, only 3 for the Pioneers of Kirkwood. And of note, Sam Orff with 2, Josh Nunn with 2. And nobody, I believe, on the Pioneers with 2 fouls as yet. Starting the second quarter, it's Brazil, Jai Love, Caleb Love, Davion Bradley, and Will Schumpert for the Cadets. Griffin, Gilbert, Moy, King. There you see King put it away. And Lloyd out there for the Pioneers. 14-11. Caleb Love, Jai Love. 7.5 to go here in this second quarter. Once again, this is the first game of the district round. The winner of this game will advance to play the winner as Schumpert goes up. Can't get it to go. Davion Bradley with the rebound. It's going to be off of the big CBC freshman. It'll be Kirkwood ball. Yes, it is off of Davion Bradley. To finish the point, the winner of this game will play the winner of Parkway South and DeSmet, who will take the floor after this. That game will be on Thursday night. And we're going to try to bring you that here on CSN as well. So, at this point, it is single elimination. Win, your season continues. Lose, everything is over. That ball is going to be out of bounds off of Kirkwood. It went off of Gilbert. And it will be a CBC ball. 14-11 with 7:12 to go here in this second quarter. We mentioned some of the students making the broadcast possible tonight, but very proud of our students at CBC. We are forming them into men for tomorrow. We'll tell you more about that in a second. Davion Bradley inside. Good touch pass from Cale Catchings, and it's hard to stop that. I would look for more of that. And in about 4 steps, Davion Bradley has traversed the entire court to get back on defense as well. Pioneers coming in. This is Griffin. Griffin up top. Gilbert. King in the corner. King goes for 3. Just a little too long off of I think it was the ball that took down Griffin rather than Bradley. And Davis Oftenbrink checks back in for Lawrence Brazil. 6:46 to go here in this first quarter. 14-13 in favor of the Pioneers. Out off of the Kirkwood Pioneers, so it'll be a CBC ball. Chance to maybe take the lead. CBC has not led in this game. The first points were scored by Kirkwood. Now Caleb Love. Cale Catchings doesn't get it to go. Bradley can't get the rebound. Now Gilbert. Gilbert swarmed, finds King though. Good composure. Now Sam Gunn up top. He gets that one to go. And he holds the pose. He's feeling confident. They do give him 3 for that, so it is 17-13 with 6:19 to go here in the second quarter. Again, you're watching the Cadet Student Network. Tom Eichwald bringing you the game here on CSN. We hope you're safe at home, not traversing the dangerous conditions that are coming. We hope you're enjoying the broadcast. Cale Catchings enjoying that shot. 17-15, the gap closes back to 2. As we tick inside of 6 minutes to go here in this first quarter. Sam Gunn, some fancy handles there. The footwork not up to the handwork. Jai Love did a nice job of jumping on that. And the possession arrow is going CBC's way. Josh Wallace checks back in. We mentioned the CBC Man for Tomorrow. Our students are being formed into men who are guided by faith, strengthened by intellect, committed to justice, and prepared to lead and serve. It's something that a committee has been working on and getting input from parents, alums, students. What is it that we're about? And in order to update what we've always said we do, which is living the LaSallian mission, and when we create Men for Tomorrow, we want to know what we mean. And what we mean is a man who is guided by faith, who allows faith in the presence of God to be the core of everything he does. But everything he does, it needs to be strengthened by intellect. We want him to leave with the tools needed to be effective in leadership and serving in the modern world. We also want men who are committed to justice, who aren't just committed to getting a job done or to being successful, but who are committed to what is right and who are committed to doing the right thing. We do that through service programs, retreats, our sophomores on a day of prayer today to explore that further. And finally, men who are prepared to lead and serve. We want CBC graduates to continue being instrumental in shaping the world we want to live in. So congratulations to many people who have worked on that committee, many people who have put together some phenomenal videos. If you haven't seen them, you want to go to CBC's website, find out more about what we're about. That is cbchs.org. Cale Ketching showing what he is about there. And we'll get back to basketball. But definitely worth checking it out. You want to check out the Man for Tomorrow videos on the CBC website at cbchs.org. 5:35 to go here in the second quarter. Lawrence Brazil checking in. Davis Oftenbrink makes way, so it's Caleb Love, Jai Love, Cale Ketchings, Lawrence Brazil, and Josh Wallace. For Kirkwood, it is Gilbert, Griffin, King, Lloyd, and Gunn. Free throw doesn't go. Griffin, 5.5 to go. Tie game, 17-17. Lloyd, one-on-one with Brazil. This is Griffin. Griffin out to King. Gilbert, fast pace from this Kirkwood offense right now. Back into the corner for Gilbert. Can they keep this up is the question. 5:10 to go on the clock here in the first half. Sam Gunn, we know he can hit from outside range. He's going to go inside this time. And are they going to get Jai Love on a block? It looks like they will. That is Jai Love's third foul of the game. Correction, second. Cadet bench not happy about that. They certainly thought Jai had his feet set. Coach Tatum asking for clarification on the ruling from the officials. Clarification given, we continue. Sam Gunn rattles one out, tries to hit as many different portions of the rim as possible and succeeds in that endeavor, if not in the point that they offer if it goes in. 5 minutes, 5 seconds to go here. We're tied in the second quarter of the first district game of 2017. Gunn's second one goes. Checking into the game for CBC is number 34. Looks like Jackson Andrews over there. Caleb Love. Lawrence Brazil. Youth getting an opportunity tonight for CBC. Lawrence Brazil just a sophomore. Given a lot of responsibility tonight. Here's Telfair. He's been absent for a little while. He's back in the game. Gunn for three. Doesn't go. Lawrence Brazil the other way. No travel. Say the officials. Josh Wallace goes up for it. Puts it away. The transition for the Cadets is successful, and Coach Tatum calls a timeout. Just like that, the Cadets take their first lead of the night, 19-18, here in the first half against Kirkwood. We get a chance to catch our breath here. We also get a chance to tell you that when you need an attorney, you want someone you can count on to protect your legal rights. The attorneys at Milliken Wright are here for you. Brian Milliken and CBC grad Chris Wright have fiercely represented the injured and accused in civil and criminal cases in the St. Louis metropolitan area for more than 15 years. You'll want to call Brian and Chris at 314-621-0622 or find Milliken Wright online at www.millikenwright.com. Let Milliken Wright fight for you. And the pace certainly has picked up here in the second quarter. Very slow start to this game. Not a lot of scoring, not a lot of intensity early on, but that has certainly changed as both of these teams are just going for it. The Pioneers had the better of the first quarter in terms of the scoring. The Cadets have caught up. And again, certainly a 1 point lead, not commanding, but the first one of the night. Caleb Love is going to inbound to Lawrence Brazil. 4.5 to go here in this first quarter. First half. Got to stop saying that. Ketchings from the free throw line. That one goes. That is the second wide open jump shot that Cale Ketchings has had from the free throw line. He's missed the first one, hits the second one. They have been leaving him completely uncontested at that spot. I don't think that's part of the game plan from this Kirkwood defense. Here's Moy. Inside for Telfair. Telfair, a bit of a slow start to his night, only 2 points. Goes up for it. He's going to be caught traveling. So his point total stays at 2. Guilty of the travel. It will be inbounded by Caleb Love again for Lawrence Brazil as we go to 4 minutes and 5 seconds on the clock. Cadets with a 3-point lead now, 21-18. You're watching the Cadet Student Network. Brazil. Andrews for 3. That one doesn't go. It's off the supports. It's off the top of the backboard at any rate. Ketchings tried to tip it back in, couldn't do it. And Kirkwood goes the other way. Moy takes that little Euro step, which is not traveling apparently. 3 minutes, 37 seconds to go. 1 point game again. Cadets 21, Pioneers 20. Ketchings, again, uncontested shot. That one rattles out. If Catchings can start hitting those mid-range jump shots, Cadets could be in much better position right now. Here's King. Blocked by Andrews. Wallace gets the second block. Rebound brought down by Cale Catchings, but we're going to get a foul going against, I think it's Alex King. King, the guilty party. That is his second personal foul. The Cadets 8 team fouls and the Pioneers 5. So the Pioneers catching up in that category. Unfortunately for the Cadets, they're slowing down just a little bit since the last time we pointed that out a few minutes ago. 3 minutes to go here in this first half. Andrews from the corner. That one doesn't go either. He's 0 for 2. Catchings takes a bit of a hack there from King, and is that going to be King's third foul? It is. So Alex King very quickly goes from 1 foul to 3 in a span of, about 30 seconds. So that is the 6th foul for the Pioneers as a team. King will come out of this game. Catchings at the line. Cale Catchings sitting on a goose egg right now. No points in the game so far. He'll look to change that from the stripe. Gets the first one to go, and he's off and running. Checking into the game for the Cadets, number 22, Darius Dorsey. Jackson Andrews making way. Lawrence Brazil getting some instructions from Coach Tatum while Catching shoots his second, puts it in. So 2 points now for Cale. Inbound from Griffin finds Moy. Moy, as the clock ticks to 3 minutes. This is Isaac Moy, one-on-one with Caleb Love. Love doing a nice job of getting his body properly positioned. No pick for Moy as he rolls around to his left, but he's able to find Griffin. Griffin now working on Cale Catchings. Gunn, the Cadets pressing very aggressively in defense. That is their style. They do it very well. You have to have a lot of skill to do that, and they do. Telfair with the rebound. A lot of contact with Catchings. What a battle that is. They're going to get Cale on a foul. He's a little bit bemused by that. That is against Cale Catchings. They're saying he fouled Taj Telfair. First foul of the night for Cale. And Telfair will go to the line. 2.5 to go. If anybody out there is listening and you know a grade school student who might be interested in becoming a future cadet, please encourage him to pay us a visit and experience CBC for himself. Contact our admissions office at 314-985-6095 to schedule a tour of CBC or a shadow visit. Do not forget, 7th grade shadowing is now available. You don't have to be in 8th grade to shadow. Again, you want to call Melissa Ryan in the admissions office, 985-6095. Spend a day with us and experience what CBC is all about. Brazil for 3. Gets that one to go. The Cadets at a 6-point lead, which is not only their biggest lead of the night, but the biggest lead in this game tonight. Lloyd loses his footing. He was looking inside to Telfair, but his feet gave up on him before he could get the pass off. Caleb Love will inbound again to Lawrence Brazil. Brazil, Wallace often bring back into the game. Catchings and Caleb Love out there right now. Lloyd, Gilbert, Griffin, Gunn, and is that, trying to see a number that is 42, a player whose number is not on the roster for Kirkwood. A man with no name. Caleb Love. Often brink. Catchings. Catchings is going to drive. Foul against Kirkwood. So 1-1 opportunity for Cale Catchings from the line. 1 minute, 41 seconds to go here in this first quarter. 26-20 in favor of the Cadets. Game that's been back and forth, pretty even throughout. Here's Catchings. No good. Rebound by Griffin. Griffin bringing it up for the Pioneers. Griffin loses it, mishandles it. Into the corner for Lloyd. Lloyd's shot goes. Lloyd for 3. And it is back to a 3-point lead for the Cadets. They just can't pull away from these plucky Pioneers. 117. Lawrence Brazil with the ball. He's got Caleb Love to his right, Darius Dorsey to his left. It is Dorsey, then Wallace. Back to Dorsey. Cale Ketching's inside. Into the game now for, that shot doesn't go. Into the game now for Kirkwood is Travis Lean. And this is going Kirkwood's way. Josh Wallace with a foul. His second of the night. Checking in for him, looks like it will be, can't see the number. So Wallace is going to make way here momentarily as the clock sits exactly at 1 minute, making it easy on the commentators here. We are grateful. That one goes for Lean. Ari Jackson coming in for the Cadets. So Brazil, Caleb Love, Cale Ketchings, Darius Dorsey, and Ari Jackson for the Cadets right now. Dorsey, Brazil, inside of a minute now. The Cadet lead at 2. Brazil. Dorsey cuts inside. Cadets cycling very nicely inside. Ketchings brings it down one-handed, no shot. They're going to get him for pushing off. Nope, they're going to get Travis Lean for grabbing on to Cale Ketchings. So Cale Ketchings goes back to the line. 8 team fouls for Parkway, 10 for CBC. For those of you counting at home, 45.5 seconds to go here in this second quarter. Ketchings hits. He'll get another one. And again, the season is in the balance tonight. The winner proceeds to the district championship game. The loser's season is over. So it's going to be an exciting second half. You'll want to stick around. When we do get to halftime, we're going to take a break here and allow certain commentators to catch their breath. Following that, we'll bring you second half action here on CSN. This is Lean. Goes up. Good block. Wonderful block. Talked about the CBC skill in defense. There you see it. Ari Jackson. Pass to Caleb Love. Lawrence Brazil. Jackson again. All the way across to Dorsey. Dorsey can't get the shot off before a foul. Who are they going to get here? They're going to get Ari Jackson. That will be his first of the night. 27.6 seconds to go on the clock, for those of you wondering. 28-24 is the lead for the CBC Cadets. Wearing the home white tonight in district play. Gunn working on Dorsey. Now Lloyd. And we're going to get a couple substitutions. Oftenbrink's going to come back in for Dorsey. Coming into the game, looks like that will be Sam Gunn making way for number 10, Brad Lay. Brad Lay, a sophomore, listed on the JV roster. Getting some varsity time tonight. Now Gilbert, good interception, good hands. The lay-in doesn't go. Gilbert's rebound goes. That was the initial lay-in from Jack Kanzler, does not go. But Gilbert is able to put it away. So we will go to halftime with the Cadets up by 2 over the Pioneers of Kirkwood. You are watching playoff basketball here on the Cadet Student Network. Welcome back to the broadcast booth, everybody. We are all set for second half action here on the Cadet Student Network. We have Kirkwood against CBC. CBC leading 28-26 at the end of the first half. And I think looking back at that half, both teams can see a lot of room for improvement. For CBC, not a lot of sharpness, a little bit sloppy with the passing. For the most part, the defense was fairly solid. Coach Tatum trying to energize his team, though. At times they were just a little flat, almost a little bit lethargic. The movement wasn't quite as crisp as we've seen from CBC. We caught glimpses of it, but it wasn't terribly sustained. And for the Pioneers of Kirkwood, you really have to get Taj Telfair involved. He is your leading scorer. Just to put things in perspective, Taj Telfair averages 13.9 points a game. You got Sam Gunn with 12 after that. Brendan Sievers, we haven't seen tonight, at 10. And then it kind of drops off. You got Damian Lloyd at 9, Gilbert with 6, and you go down from there. So Taj Telfair with 13.9 points a game and Sam Gunn with 12 really have to pick it up. Both are behind their pace. Only 2 points for Telfair, 8 for Gunn. So actually, technically, he's ahead of pace, but not getting as many three-point looks as I think Kirkwood will want to give him. So I think that will probably pick up in this half. I think you'll see Telfair inside a lot more, and I think you will see Sam Gunn looking to let it fly from beyond the arc just a little bit more for the Pioneers. Here is Gunn as we get set for the second half. Again, it is win or go home. Actually, I guess even the winning team goes home tonight, but they play again is the most important thing. From the corner, Lloyd rattles out, rebound for Wallace. Coming the other way for CBC, it's Sam Orff. Schumpert in the corner. Jai Love. Orff. Again, 28-26 in favor of the Cadets, who are wearing the home white tonight. Winner of this game will play the winner. Orff can't get that one to go. Hit the rim about 5 different times, but that doesn't count for anything. Here's Moy inside. There's Telfair. That's what you want to see if you are Kirkwood. Coming inside, initiating a little bit of contact, and getting the ball into Telfair's hands is absolutely vital for Kirkwood. He gets his 4th point of the game. Wallace. Orff into the corner. Jai Love. A wide open shot, decides not to do it. Orff. Cadets moving around the perimeter. Love again decides against the shot. Pulls up from the free throw line. Takes a lot of contact from Telfair. That's another foul from Taj Telfair. That is his 3rd foul of the night. So not a good sign if you are Kirkwood. You need him to get physical. You need him to get involved. But then he picks up his 3rd foul, and all of a sudden it's a little bit dangerous for him to get involved too much on the defensive side. Jai Love good on the first one. Took a lot of contact there, did Jai. Good to see he's okay. At least the free throw shooting mechanism seems to be working. He's going to wait to say that until after he hit the second one to avoid the jinx. 6.5 to play. 2-point lead for the Cadets. It's been about the story of this game. The biggest lead in this game has been 6, and that did not last very long. It was a Cadet lead. Gunn inside. Goes up. Telfair can't put it back on the tip. Just a little too strong. Orff. Jai Love. Block from Lloyd. Great job by Lloyd to get back and to get all ball. Clean block. Nunn checks into the game for Schumpert. Wallace, Jai Love, Cale Catching, Sam Orff, and Josh Nunn out there for CBC. Lloyd, Telfair, King, Gunn, and Moy for the Pioneers. Nunn gets it to go. Josh Nunn. Those are his first points of the game as well. Cale Catchings with 10 leading the Cadets. Gunn. Moy. Here you see the aggressive nature of this CBC defense shutting down Gunn's potential opportunity. Catchings puts it away. Decides to hold it rather than driving. Orff. Jai Love into the corner for Josh Nunn. Ball's starting to move a little quicker for the Cadets. This is looking better. And Nunn gets his 3rd and 4th points just after his 1st and 2nd. So you're starting to see the Cadets ratchet up the intensity. I talked in the first half about needing to see a little bit more energy at times. The Cadets being flat was the word I used. That is the antidote right there. Move it quick. Get it up the court quick. Find the open guy. Get the shot away quickly. Do not let this Kirkwood defense get set. Good job by the Cadets. Good job by Nunn, who's trying to take this game over here in this third quarter with a couple of quick points. 34-28 in favor of the Cadets as the clock for the timeout ticks to 10 seconds, which gives us a chance to ask you, Cadet fans, are you protected? Call State Farm agent and CBC alum Tim Kylo for all your insurance needs. Tim is more than just the best insurance guy in town. He's also the presenting sponsor of CSN, and we are incredibly grateful for his support. You'll want to call Tim at 314-842-4442 or send him an email, Tim at timkylo, that's KILO.com. 5.5 remaining here in this third quarter. District play. Playoff basketball, everybody. Yes, we are talking about playoffs. Jai Love. Pass too far ahead of Nunn. Can't keep it in bounds. Full credit to the Parkway South athletics staff for keeping Josh Nunn from going face first into the wall. And 34-28. CBC. Inbound from Moy. Good press from CBC. They're going to say that was a foul from Nunn. The Cadet bench cannot believe it. That is Josh Nunn's third foul of the game, which is not encouraging. Nunn will take a seat. Caleb Love checking in. Moy's inbound. Finds Sam Gunn. Nope. Finds Cale Catchings, who intercepts it. Now Orff. Good quick pace from CBC. Can't find Catchings. Going the other way. This is Telfair. Watch out, folks. Goes for the layup. I don't think that's what this crowd was expecting. But it counts the same. 2 points makes it a 4-point game. Through the hands of Josh Wallace, which you don't see very often from Jai Love. Coach Tatum furious about the miscommunication there. You cannot forfeit possession like that. 5:06 to go, 4-point lead. Moy inbounding. CBC going to the full court press here in this third quarter. Griffin tries to go inline. Nice job by Catchings to take away the option. Moy. It is Moy, Griffin, Lloyd, Gunn, and Telfair out there right now. Telfair pulls in loose ball. He goes up, but they're going to get him on a travel. Taj cannot believe it, but that is the call. It is a travel. And it will be CBC ball inbounded to Orff. 4 minutes, 44 seconds to go in this one. Cadets with a 4-point lead. A lot of fours there. Somebody's probably reading a lot into that. As number 4, Sam Orff finds his square root, who then finds Cale Catchings. And we're going to get a technical against Telfair. Telfair was getting a little bit hot under the collar. You could see it with that travel. Started to get really annoyed, goes down the other end, and doesn't keep control of himself, and that is a technical. So that is a technical, but even more importantly in the grand scheme of things, that is his 4th foul, and he is still irate. The coaching staff is trying to get him as far away from these officials as he can. Nice job there by his teammates and by head coach Bill Gunn of getting him as far down the court as they can as he settles himself down. Catchings from the line. Alex King will check in for Telfair. 2 shots for Catchings. And the Cadets with a 4-point lead. Chance to make it 6 here. With 4:25 to go in this third quarter. Catchings gets the first. And again, Telfair all the way down to the other end of the bench, sitting on 4 fouls. Probably not going to see him for a little bit. But that is decisive. I mean, that's potentially decisive because we talked about the need to get him involved. Correction, it'll be 3 shots. We talked about the need to get him involved. The Pioneers need their leading scorer at this point. You're facing a CBC team that's starting to find the basket. They're starting to score a little bit. And you really need your star in there. You need him scoring points. And when he's sitting on the bench because of foul trouble, you're in trouble. And it was 2 shots for the initial foul and then apparently 2 for the technical as well for catching, so 4 total. Not the most stellar free throw shooting from Cale Catchings. He'll wish he had that one back. He is a 78.6% free throw shooter. Those numbers did not pan out there. But it'll be Orff. CBC keeps the ball. Now Jai Love, and we resume. If there is a positive to that foul for Kirkwood, and we're stretching here, folks, if there is a positive to that, it's that it slowed things down a little bit. CBC was starting to pick up the pace, starting to ratchet up the intensity in a way that Kirkwood was struggling to match. Travel. Cale Catchings can't believe that Moy didn't travel, but they say he doesn't. And Cale Catchings gets a technical now for running his mouth, and Griffin goes over and applauds in his face. Not a good move from, that was Malik Griffin. But Cale Catchings can't control his mouth. Not sure what he said, but he was complaining about the lack of a travel call down here. Coach Tatum can't believe it wasn't a travel call either. He's asking for an explanation from the officials. Can't read the lips from here, but it appears that the official is saying that as the player, I believe it was it Moy? As Moy set his feet. He did set it. The CBC coaching staff saying that there was a wobble and kind of a repositioning of the feet as he tried to get set that the officials didn't see. But at any rate, Cale Catchings gets himself a technical. That is Cale's, I want to say third foul. Correction, second. So better news than feared for CBC. And we get a 5-second violation from Moy. There you see the pressure from CBC paying off. Talked a few times about the intensity and the quickness of the CBC defense, the way they get in your face, the way they use their feet. You can see them. They're denying inbound opportunities for these Pioneers. If you're looking to build a little bit of momentum and assault a lead, which Kirkwood has to do, you've got to be able to get the ball inbounds, and CBC trying to shut down every avenue Kirkwood has back into this game. Jai Love from the corner. Gets that to go. Things starting to fall a little bit for CBC. 39-32. We have a new biggest lead in this game, 7 points. Gunn is able to control the ball. With Telfair in trouble, a lot falls on Gunn to start finding the hoop. Again, as we mentioned, Telfair with 13-plus points a game. Sam Gunn, number 2, with 12.2. He's got a field goal percentage of 42.7. That is second to Telfair's 69.4. And he has a 43% two-point percentage and a 41.7% three-point percentage. Again, for the numerically minded out there. I'm sure it's a good night for somebody in the math department at CBC. 3:30 to go. The lead back to 6. Caleb Love. Cale Catchings. Jai Love. By contrast, talking about the leading scorers of Kirkwood, Wallace can't hold on to it, and it's poked away from Caleb Love as well. Talking about the leading scorers of Kirkwood, the leading scorers of CBC, you've got Cale Catchings, 16.3. Following him, Sam Orff, 11.8. Catchings has 12 tonight. So he is on pace and looking solid. Again, appears to be back in control. He's settled down since the initial technical. See the experience he's got. And only a junior. Can't say enough good things about the athleticism of Cale Catchings. I mean, you look at Cale and you look at a guy like Cam Babb in that junior class as well. There's a lot of talent in that class. 3:07 to go. And that'll be going the other way. CBC ball again. Sloppy from Kirkwood. They're going to have to compose themselves a little bit. You can see they're a little rattled by the intensity from CBC, also by the foul trouble to their star player. You can see things maybe starting to get to them a little bit, some fundamental mistakes. I would expect that to be sorted out very quickly. This is a solid Kirkwood team. They are better than that, and they will adjust. You will see them improve on that. You will see them start to find a little bit of a rhythm at some point. Caleb Love drives to the basket. He puts it away with a finger roll. 2:43 to go. The Cadets 42. The Pioneers 33. Going the other way, Griffin. And that time it's going to go against the Pioneer. He's going to get an offensive foul. The Cadets will be able to inbound. Caleb Love inbounding to Jai Love. Catchings, Wallace, and Oftenbrink now into the game. For Kirkwood, it's Alex King. And in front of him, Gilbert, Moy, Griffin, and Lloyd. And we're wiping some sweat off the floor, making sure nobody slips, which gives us a chance to act. Of course, slipping is a chance for something to go wrong, and when that happens, you want protection. So you will want to call State Farm agent and CBC alum Tim Kylo for all your insurance needs. Tim is more than just the best insurance guy in town. He's also the presenting sponsor for CSN, and we're incredibly grateful for his support. Call Tim at 314-842-4442 or send him an email, tim at timkylo, that's KILO.com. Also, should you happen to slip and deem it some sort of injustice, you will want an attorney you can count on, so you can call our friends at Milliken Wright. Brian Milliken and CBC grad Chris Wright have fiercely represented the injured and accused in civil and criminal cases for more than 15 years in the St. Louis metropolitan area. You'll want to call Brian and Chris at 314-621-0622 or visit Milliken Wright online at www.millikenwright.com. Let Milliken Wright fight for you, folks. 2.5 to go here in this third quarter. 42-33 to the Cadets. This biggest lead we've had all night. Oftenbrink from the corner. Can't get that one to go. Davis Oftenbrink just having a little bit of trouble clicking tonight. So hard to come off the bench and be sharp when you're only getting shots every couple minutes. But Caleb Love goes the other way. He puts that away. Talked about youth tonight in Lawrence, Brazil. Cale only being a junior. Caleb Love is a freshman. You can see the raw talent he has. Needs a little more size, a little more composure, a little more experience. But Caleb Love is a talented basketball player. And as a freshman, to be able to go to the hole like that and to be able to have the confidence to do that is impressive. So full credit to Caleb Love. We got 1 minute here for the timeout. I want to let you know you're watching the Cadet Student Network. And here on CSN, we are about so much more than athletics. We bring you all kinds of stuff around school. We bring you academic events. Hopefully you were able to make it to the CBC Serie Players production of Grease over the weekend. If you were not, you can find it on CSN. What a phenomenal job Mr. Tom Murray and the Fine and Performing Arts program does, and how finally they represent us here at CBC. They are phenomenal at what they do. The kids that work in our theater program, both the actors, everybody on stage, everybody behind the scenes, are top-notch. These are talented young men. We talk so much about our athletes. We got kids with every talent you can possibly imagine. It's part of what makes CBC such a wonderful place. So you'll want to check out Grease. We also bring you academic events. Anytime we have academic events, liturgical services, all kinds of school functions, we want to bring you everything. We want to basically make you a part of everything that is going on at CBC. So from the classroom to the court, from the field to the stage, if it's happening on CBC, you can find it here on CSN. Thanks again to Kyle Hunt and Charlie Hines working the broadcast tonight. Kyle Hunt heard his name, gave a little nod. Charlie Hines, I think, is listening to us on the headset. Either that or he's listening to music. I'm not sure. Might be listening to music while he works the camera. But these kids are very good at what they do, and we're so grateful to have them. Jai Love, Josh Wallace, Caleb Love in the corner. Thinks about the three, gives it to Catchings. Catchings from beyond the arc. That one goes! CBC building momentum and a lead. Now up to 47 points for the Cadets. Cale Catchings at 15. And this is the biggest lead of the night by far. The Cadets currently up by 14. Trying to change that is Moyes. He gets a travel. Goes up and comes down without letting go of the ball. Caleb Love will get a chance to inbound this. And again for Kirkwood, a couple of body blows here. CBC's landed a couple really good shots, if you want to use the analogy. Both the Cale Catchings three-pointer there, but also a few minutes ago you saw Caleb Love hitting, driving to the hole, starting to take that gap from those single digits and now into the double digits and now into 14 points. Kirkwood's reeling. Wallace puts it away. More momentum. The Cadet bench fired up by that. Josh Wallace equally fired up by that. 1:21 to go here in this third quarter, and the Cadets are starting to find a gear that Kirkwood will have to match if they want their season to continue past tonight. Lloyd again with the foul. So Lloyd with the offensive foul. You're seeing fouls from Kirkwood. You're seeing turnovers, uncharacteristic of this team. And they're going to try to, I think, ride out the next minute and 14 seconds, get to the break, calm everybody down, get back to basics, try to find a little bit of rhythm. Of course, the glaring absence on the court, Taj Telfair. We will see him in the fourth quarter. You can't finish this game with him on the bench by choice, but he is in foul trouble. He's got 4. So you want to bring him in to have an impact on this game, but there's a risk involved. Sam Gunn for Kirkwood. Need to see him get a little bit more involved. Sam Gunn right now has 11 points. That is good. That is right about where his average is. A couple more points, you figure he hits 1 or 2 more. He's right at his average, but they're going to need to see more out of him. He's going to have to be better than the average Sam Gunn if Kirkwood's going to get this job done tonight. Gilbert pulls down the rebound, working on Jai Love. Again, quick feed, aggressive defense from Love. Gilbert drives to his right. Catchings brings it down. This is Caleb Love, the freshman. Leaves it for Wallace. Wallace again with the dunk! Inside of 50 seconds to go, 40 seconds on the clock. 51-33, the Cadets are pulling away. Got really excited there as a commentator, and the arena got really quiet. That was a bad combination for everybody around me. Caleb Love pulling down the rebound. Jai Love. 22 seconds. Here is Jai Love. Cadets, 51-33 to the good. Catchings. Oftenbrink in the corner. And Kale can't bring that down. And it will go out of bounds for Kirkwood. 6.8 seconds to go for Kirkwood. Maybe try to get one more shot. May not be a quality shot, but lob it up there, see what happens. Oftenbrink brings down Lloyd as they get their feet tangled. So it will be 5.4 seconds to go when Kirkwood inbounds this. Probably a chance to get a little bit better shot than they would have had a moment ago had that contact between Oftenbrink and Lloyd not occurred. 4 seconds. This is Gunn. He is your shooter here. Gunn passes it off. Shot from Lean does not go. That was Travis Lean with the shot. You can see Sam Gunn was the preferred shooter, but CBC did a nice job of doubling him, and he is not able to get a shot away. Lean shot no good. So we will go into the fourth quarter of the first district game, CBC leading by 18. At the start of the third quarter, I did not think this game had an 18-point lead in it in either direction, but a stellar last 6 minutes or so from the Cadets has left Kirkwood reeling. Coach Brad Gunn going through the playbook, going through everything. I think right now it's all about composure. We say that a lot. In a game like this, CBC is starting to fly. They're starting to click. Whatever analogy you want to use, CBC is starting to play the sort of basketball that they are capable of. So they have raised the bet, and it's up to whether or not Kirkwood can call that. And they've got 8 minutes to do so. For CBC, it has been the change in intensity. You've seen Wallace come in. He has been instrumental. Only 8 points, but those 2 dunks, yes, it looks cool, but it's also a momentum builder. It's one of those things, you watch a guy go up and throw one down, it is a little bit demoralizing, especially when you're already struggling to find some balance. So Josh Wallace has been an integral part of this CBC run. Also, full credit goes to Jai Love for his mobility, Caleb Love for his fearlessness. Cale Catchings, though, has been at the center of it all. A huge three-pointer to start to take the lead into significant range. And Caleb Love behind the back. I don't know if you can see that from that angle. Phenomenal handling from Caleb Love. Josh Nunn from the corner. That one doesn't go. Proof that the Cadets are human at this point. Gilbert. Gunn for 3. Need to start seeing those go in. That one rattles off. I think it was a little rushed. The delivery is certainly not the smoothest Sam Gunn is capable of. Tried to get that shot off a little too quick off the rim. 7.5 to go here in this fourth quarter. Wallace makes way. King. Lloyd. Gilbert from long range. Good looking shot, but just a little long. And Orff is able to pull it down. 7:20. Sam Orff slowing things down a little bit for the Cadets. The need for speed has lessened. Griffin getting ready to check back in for the Pioneers. Still no indication that Taj Telfair is ready to come back in, sitting on 4 fouls. None. Caleb Love. Love goes up for it. You see the touch he's got. He puts that one away. So Caleb Love quietly up to 11 points. we talked about the freshman. We talked about the talent, the potential. He's performing in a big game. He's getting looks, and he's putting them away. Nunn. Off the hand, he's able to bring it down and stay in bounds. Great athleticism from Nunn. And speaking of athleticism, King is able to intercept that pass intended for Will Schumpert. It will be out of bounds with 6:29 to go. Told you about Milliken Wright and about Tim Kylo. We also want to say thanks to TJ's Pizza and Mercy Healthcare. We'll tell you a little bit more about them in a second. So many sponsors make this broadcast and all the others like it possible. We certainly could not do this without their support. If you're interested, by the way, in hearing your advertisement read here on CSN, you'll want to reach out to CBC Director of Communications, Pat Walsh. You can find his information on the website. We'd love to hear from you. We'd love to tell everybody about the wonderful things you're up to, especially all you alums out there. Want to let everybody know what you're doing. Try to keep some business in the family, so to speak. So if you're interested in advertising on CSN, we'd love to have you. Reach out to Pat Walsh, CBC Director of Communications. This is Mike West shooting from the line for the Cadets. West's first point of the night. It was 1-1, so he'll get a second go. 6:10 remaining on the clock. Again, the Cadets currently eyeing a district final date with either Parkway South or DeSmet. That game to be played right after this. Inbound finds Lloyd. Lloyd behind the back. He's being guarded by Josh Nunn. Lloyd very quick as a point guard. Nunn equal to it. Orff. Is he going to get caught reaching in? He is. Reaching in on Sam Gunn. Unnecessary. Orff's positioning was good. Gunn showed him a little bit of the ball, then pulled it back. But Sam Orff had committed. Checking back into the game, Griffin. Moy's inbound. Again, good pressure from CBC, but Moy does get that ball away. Lloyd, King. Need to start taking shots and putting them away. Griffin. That one off the rim. Now Nunn pulls up for the jumper. That goes. Josh Nunn now at 6 points tonight. And only 6 points may not sound all that impressive on the stat sheet, but Josh Nunn has an influence on this team in many other ways. Shot from Gunn, no good. Moy. Is Sam Gunn going to get another look? No, Moy keeps it himself, goes inside, can't get that one to fall. Now Orff is able to find a little bit of space. He's got Nunn alongside of him, and here is Josh Nunn. 5 minutes, 11 seconds to go. Nunn getting set. Caleb Love. Orff. West. Mike West, another young prospect for these Cadets. He's got a great body, great skill set. He will be a staple of this CBC team going forward for sure. And King, a little bit shaken up. Mike West's first foul of the night leaves a mark on Alex King. Bradford checks in. Again, youth. Bradford, freshman. Freshman listed at 6'11". 6'11" as a freshman. That's a big kid. King. First free throw, no good. 4:47 to go in this fourth quarter. 57-33, the lead for the Cadets. And the Cadets running away with this one here in the second half. King doesn't get that one to go. This is Orff. I think another thing you've seen is the relative depth of the two teams. CBC has been throwing in a lot of young players, a lot of very talented players, which means that the Cale Ketchings of the world and the Josh Nunns of the world have had a lot of rest tonight. For Kirkwood, a little bit smaller squad. Players like Moy and Lloyd and Griffin have been going pretty much all night. There has not been a lot of break time for these Kirkwood Pioneers. King, another player. These guys have been on the court pretty much all night. So you have to say a credit to Kirkwood for a gutsy performance, but the pace of CBC here in the second half, just a little much by current appearances. Davion Bradford draws some contact. That's Moy with the foul. No, correction, Bradford is going to get the offensive foul called against him. That's his first tonight. Schumpert checks back in for CBC. 42 Ferguson checks back in for Kirkwood with 4 minutes to go. While we have a break, if you know a grade school student who might be a future cadet, encourage him to pay us a visit and experience CBC for himself. You want to call the Melissa Ryan in the admissions office. That is 314-985-6095. You can schedule a shadow visit or a tour. Even you can do 7th grade shadowing now. Anything you need admissions-wise, Melissa can take care of you. 314-985-6095. And you will want to spend a day with us and experience what CBC is all about. Orff. Clock ticks to 3:37. Schumpert inside for Bradford. Bradford for the layup. That goes. Bradford now with 3 points. And a couple players coming in for Kirkwood. That is Jack Kanzler and number 44. Not named on the roster. Trying to listen. Couldn't catch it from the PA announcer. But with 3:20 to go, Cadets in a commanding lead. Off of Bradford's foot, inside. Pass intended for Kanzler. But Kanzler can't pull that one in. We're starting to see the fans making their way in for the DeSmet Parkway South game that will follow this. That game will determine who will play, by current appearances, CBC on Thursday night in the district final. Brazil. Bradford. Brazil pulls up for the jumper, gets it to go. And the Cadets rolling. Long pass from Kirkwood as they get set up. Kanzler coming in. He will get 2 shots as we get a foul going against Davion Bradford. Picks up his second foul of the night. 2:44 on the clock. I'm going to do this again, even though it's making me hungrier every time I do it. But one of our favorite new sponsors here on CSN is TJ's Pizza and Fundraising. TJ's Pizza now available by the slice in the CBC concession stands. But they're also the best fundraising option around. They offer a simple process that helps your school, team, or organization raise money by selling delicious pizzas and desserts. Call TJ's at 314-869-9404 or learn more online at tjspizza.com. Dorsey, Jackson, Andrews. Inside for Bradford. Bradford pulls it down. Inside at 2.5 now. Andrews. Bradford. Ari Jackson from the corner. That one off the near rim. Pulled down by Gilbert, who brings it down at the other end. 3-point attempt, no good. That was number 10, Brad Lay. And Jackson. Andrews. Off the near bar or rim again. Been calling too much hockey. Starting to talk about posts instead of rims. Good time to be talking about hockey around CBC. The state championship game coming up against SLU. The Mid-States Challenge Cup on the line. That is next Wednesday night, March 8th. Unfortunately, we will not be able to bring you that game here on CSN. That will be brought to you by Fox Sports Midwest. But we wish the Cadet hockey players well as they go for a 4th consecutive Mid-States Challenge Cup championship over arch rivals St. Louis University High School. Clock below 2 now as Kirkwood trying to save something in this game. Lay. Kanzler for 3. No other choice. That one goes. Beautiful shot. So that goes. Closes the lead a little bit, but still 61-37 for the Cadets with a minute and a half to go. I think CBC liking their chances at this point. Brazil gets that to go, gets 2 of those back. And as we sort of transition into an analysis, if you will, or a wrap-up, whatever you want to call it, of this game, for CBC it was a matter of these some of the leaders as well as some of the young players. We saw a very balanced response to what was not their best half in that first half. Brazil goes again. You've seen the young players like Lawrence Brazil now with 9 points. You've also seen Caleb Love. You've seen them step up and bring that youth and that energy and that kind of unknown quantity to CBC. But you've also seen the leadership of Cale Catchings at the other end. Only a junior, but very much the leader of this team on the court. So you've seen a lot of different players for CBC active in getting this team where they are right now. I will say for Kirkwood, solid first half. They did the simple things right. They were able to frustrate CBC a little. Some of the shots not falling for CBC, but I think a lot of it is fatigue. I mentioned the depth issues for Kirkwood. Not as many players deep as CBC, so certainly some of these players just getting very tired and not able to match the intensity that CBC brought in the second half. Inside of a minute to go here. You're watching the Cadet Student Network. Couldn't do this without our students. Charlie Hines, Kyle Hunt working the broadcast tonight. Brazil. That one doesn't go. Rebound put back up there by Nick Siebers. But Kirkwood pulls it down. Some of the younger players for Kirkwood now getting a little bit of a run out. Shot from number 4, Mace, doesn't go. Dorsey. That goes from Darius Dorsey. 20 seconds to go. And this one beyond reach for a little while now. It's going to be tough to give a Player of the Game award as another shot goes, that time for Kanzler. It's going to be tough to give a Player of the Game award. We talked about some of the responses from this CBC team. Talked about Caleb Love stepping up. Lawrence Brazil right there at the end closing out the game. Caleb Love, Jai Love had a wonderful game. Josh Nunn at times, not all that present on the scoreboard, so to speak, but very influential in this CBC win. But as you look at the team and you try to figure out where to go with this Player of the Game award, you kind of have to give it to Cale Catchings. He was delivering at key times for CBC. He got the job done when they needed him, scoring points, getting defensive rebounds, and really doing an all-around job for CBC. So congratulations to the Cadets. They will move on to take on the winner of De Smet and Parkway South in District Championship game. That's going to do it for us tonight. For all of us here on CSN, my name is Tom Eichwald. We've enjoyed having you with us tonight, and we look forward to the District Championship game. Folks, we'll see you later this week.